we have heard quite a lot coming out of this debate that it was a more substantive discussion. I think one of the winners, if you will, may be Kirsten Welker, who moderated this debate that perhaps we haven't seen in this round, of keeping the candidates on topic, responding to the questions, pressing when they were veering from the questions. And as many other observers have noted, a much more subdued Donald Trump. And I think the lesson there that he learned from that first debate, and the polls following the debate showed that his debate performance hurt him. So he took a new tack tonight. Now, coming out of this debate, again, a deeper focus on the discussions. If one claims that it was a draw, that neither candidate either made a major gaffe or blunder, or really did anything to turn the dynamics of this race around, then that really is advantage Joe Biden. Because as we've seen now for some time in terms of the national polls, but also polls in several of the battleground states where Joe Biden has a lead, sometimes a slight lead, but nationally a pretty decent lead. It was Donald Trump incumbent upon the president tonight to do something that would turn the dynamics of this race around, to shake it up, and that didn't happen in this debate.
How much of the race can be turned around? You know, almost 40 million Americans have already voted. So how much sway do events like last night's debate actually have?
Exactly, and that audience, in terms of who one is attempting to reach, if that's the president, again needing to change the dynamics, that would be that very small slice of those who still may be undecided. And perhaps those are the individuals that haven't been following politics that closely. They don't live, eat, sleep, and breathe politics, but they know that we're within now just 10, 11 days of the election. Again, a very small slice, but then perhaps a group of those voters who may not be as firmly committed to Joe Biden, that if they saw something tonight, if they heard something tonight that would have them rethink their leaning toward Joe Biden. Again, I don't think for either of those groups there was nothing really new in terms of what we haven't heard from the president before, in terms of his lines of attack, his arguments. And then also Joe Biden, his performance was solid in terms of if someone was not firmly committed but leaning toward Biden, I think they may come away from this debate thinking, well, perhaps I will continue along the lines of supporting Biden. So again, I think in many respects this debate is advantage Biden tonight.
What do you think the strategy will be in terms of campaigning for both candidates now as a result of the debate and with only 10, 11 days to go?
Excellent question. One of the things that we're not talking about, and I think it will become part of the Trump strategy going forward. We did hear a bit of his attack of Joe Biden and the Biden family and Hunter Biden and the business dealings, but Joe Biden handled those attacks as the president was able to weave them in tonight. And so we're not coming away from this debate really focusing on that as a major line of attack and as something that really rattled Joe Biden. I think going forward, I think we're going to see from the president and his stump speeches, his rallies, really a strategy of doubling down on those attacks, on the personal attacks, on the questions of Joe Biden's character, his ability to serve as president. What we had tonight, unlike the first debate, really was more of a prosecution, of an examination of the Trump record for the past 4 years. That's what this more substantive discussion brought to this debate, again, which is where I think Joe Biden wanted the debate tonight.